Hi, this is Dana, and this video will be posted on both of my channels. Primarily the work which I will present to you, or the results of the investigations I will share in this video, were mainly for the channel dealing with astrology. There I study and investigate different type of extraterrestrial forces that work with or through humans in order to create these attacks. As I said previously, it can be either that the humans invoke those forces, or that those forces influence humans to reach out and work with them. Mainly, the idea is that there are many different types of extraterrestrial forces. Each of them has different type of attack. They feed on different type of things from the human body. I'm studying all of these various types of extraterrestrial forces, their association, the type they attack, how they attack, and of course recommendations on how you can heal or prevent that. Now, I'm still working on these investigations, of course. This is why on my other channel of astrology, I didn't post as much, because the work is undergoing, right? Now God has guided me to post this video, to make this video in such a way so I can post it on both channels, the spiritual fighting channel, but also the astrology channel. It just seems that God wants urgently to have this information posted on the spiritual fighting channel. Probably there is somebody, one of my subscribers or somebody who checks on this information, who needs this information right now. This is my guess. As I said before, God doesn't always tell me why to do something. He just tells me do something. And I know from experience, he always has a purpose in mind. So it's very frustrating, though, until you reach to understand his purpose in that, because most of the times what he tells me to do doesn't match my human logic. Anyhow, since he said to do this, I will share with you my notes from the most recent research and investigation that I have done. And namely, these are a few notes related to how a specific type of extraterrestrial force is working with or through humans in terms of spiritual attacks, bondages being created, and much more. They are also part of the secret cults practicing occult religion, religious spirituality, and so on. But they are also used by others. For example, these are the insects that I'm going to be talking, yes? And please keep in mind, while I talk about this, that much in spiritual fighting, it's about symbolism, right? And much of the spiritual attacks carry a very heavy symbolism and can be undone through symbolism. So it's very important. So I'm talking about insects, and they are themselves carrying attacks. They are working through humans, but also they are working for other type of extraterrestrial forces in alliances to protect themselves, to advance their agenda, and so on. For example, the reptilians eat the insects. Hence, these extraterrestrial forces, the insects, are making alliances with others against the reptilians. I didn't finish my research, and God is guiding me that he only wants me to talk about some specific aspects from my research, which I noted here in my journal. Not everything. So he said, I just want you to post, to make a video with what you wrote down on this page, not everything, just this page. So I'm just gonna read part of my notes about this information. So we're referring to insects as extraterrestrial force who's working through and with different humans, but also in alliance with other extraterrestrial forces. And basically, I'm just going to talk about their attacks, so you will understand how to protect. My guess is that somebody needs to learn about this and protect themselves, or maybe somebody who can do something about this can create some sort of, and this would be very good volunteering kind of type for the karmic board meeting. If somebody can and volunteers to the karmic board meeting and to God to do something to protect everyone, all humans, against these attacks, that would be very nice contribution. Anyhow, I'm just gonna get down to it and just read my notes about different type of attacks. So they feed on blood, and you must think of mosquitoes, you must think of bacteria and parasites. Those are also internal and external. So they can be internal in the human body, like you would have intestine parasites, and this, for example, would feed on your solar plexus. So this is, for example, this is one answer. I was trying to understand how to heal and counter some type of attack on my solar plexus and sacral chakra. And God, through this research, I discovered that there was a symbolism attack from these insects with specifically internal parasites which clog your solar plexus or your sacral chakra. Or for example, but I'll just read through my notes. For example, levitation, which was bothering me because it was so deep and so strong, and God has shown me that these insects use a ear bug in order to penetrate your middle ear tympan. And this is why it was so powerful, levitation, that basically you couldn't reject it. And you wouldn't think of that, of course. So I'm going to go through my notes to see what maybe will interest you. They feed on blood. This is why these secret cults have blood rituals and blood sacrifices. Yeah, many type of diseases are created by these insects because, for example, where did I write that? They spread infectious disease, contaminating disease, which are also transmissible from one to another. God has shown to me, for example, that including sexually transmitted diseases through blood, they transmit through blood. So these insects can create this because whatever they create, they get to feed on it. You understand? So they have great interest in spreading this. So again, many type of diseases which they carry and transmit from one to another. And I do not know to say in English all of these, and God didn't give me time to research the names, but you have mosquitoes, you have all those insects which are on animals, but they exist on humans as well. How do you say this? The small thing which feeds on the animals, on the dogs, that we give parasites, basically. You give a pill to the dog once a month to get rid of these parasites, internal and external. All of those come from these extraterrestrial forces, and all of those are being used on humans as well. And they might not come out in a medical analysis because remember, this is astral, this is symbolism. Yeah, so they don't always come in medical. Also, the spider, the ants, the bees. You know, there are bees which can sting you and you can die from this. So there are so many different types of parasites, bacteria, and insects, which all are under the same extraterrestrial forces and are being used in spiritual attacks. God has shown to me that they played a huge role in creating these secret societies rituals. Yeah, basically. For example, they are associated. So when they are attached to someone, part of a bondage, through their attacks, basically they are associated with. God has shown this to me because each extraterrestrial force has sort of like an imprint, like fingerprint, like a signature identity. God says, and these ones are associated with poverty, with filth, with dirt, with low life, with humiliation and shame. And they feed from the energies of these things. Like, for example, levitation done on your subconscious level will have much to do with humiliation and shaming you for different reasons. And this is how they trauma bond you, because they play on your subconscious level. For example, I'll give you an example. Placing an earbag on you, which means strong, deep levitation, and they play 24 hours a day these things on your subconscious level, like, I don't know, body shaming you. Maybe you have something that you're not proud of in your life, or you're not happy about. Maybe you've been abandoned, maybe you've been betrayed, maybe you've been cheated on, maybe you've been there are so many ways in which they find different issues on which they can play continuously on your subconscious level. But God has shown me specifically that this is what they are associated with, and also what they feed from. Poverty, for example, saying that you're poor, the lack mentality is created by them. Poverty, filth, dirt, low life, humiliation, shame, all of this. God insisted on this, and on infectious diseases, and yeah. So let me also give you some examples which I identified. For example, I said already, solar plexus and sacral chakra by internal parasites, levitation by earbag, and all these parasites, external parasites, which reside on human and animals as well, are, for example, feeding from all of your chakras, or glands or organs on your head, basically, which are the nervous system, the pineal, the pituitary, the crown chakra, the throat chakra as well is important, and all of these are very important in your evolution. Yeah, there are all sorts of infectious diseases transmitted by them, each of them different, but I didn't get to research which one spreads what. But based on blood, and God's shown me mosquitoes, flies, bees do poisoning, for example. Spiders also do poisoning. Pituitary, I said. I didn't get to investigate everything. Also, God told me to only speak about what I wrote on a specific page, and I understand that this will be useful to someone. But they played a huge role in designing the sacrifice rituals, the blood rituals, in these secret societies, cults, religious spirituality. And God has shown to me that they are the ones who actually conceived the type of punishments to be inflicted upon people, pending on whatever judgments are being done. So, for example, let's say they say you spoke disrespectful to someone, or you're not a good neighbor, or you're not a good husband or wife or whatever, and then they make a judgment and they make a punishment which sends this type of attacks on you. Essentially, they just want to feed on you. So then they create fake accusations on you, a fake judgment, and then illegitimate punishment on you with these attacks. I explained in another video how they work. It's the other way around. In a divine logic, you start from the facts, investigate the facts, and you judge and decide on a punishment according to the facts. They do the other way around. They decide what they want to do to you, and then they invent some slander about you in order to apply some sort of punishment, which actually this is what they want. So then they create a whole situation, a whole setup, a whole slandering, smearing, defamation of character campaigns in order to be able to send all those attacks to you. Basically, this is what is going on, and this is important. God is showing to me, particularly for strong fighters, because you're looking for something else in your spiritual fighting. You don't think of this. This seems petty and stupid, but it destroys your chakras and it's siphoning your power, God says. And they can do a lot of work with this. This is what I want to say, because they can do, for example, an attack on your solar plexus and sacral chakra, and then they can do a levitation on you, which can lead you on totally astray, fighting totally different type of attacks, which you would imagine would come, but you wouldn't think of this stupid idea of placing in symbolic type of attack a stupid parasite, intestine parasite, to feed and to clog the two chakras and so on. And this is clogged if it's coupled with levitation, which also amplifies all of this, or is coupled with a pituitary gland attack and so on, then it multiplies the effect and the impact. Basically, this is the information. Again, this is totally out of context because this is how God wanted it to be. I work on different type of extraterrestrial forces investigating. So I'll make a list very clear of different, but it's complicated because there's different relations between them. They keep making alliances between them, which results in totally different attacks and so on. But God wanted me to publish it right now and to publish this on the spiritual fighting channel as well, not only on astrology channel where it should be, because this is what I envisaged to put all my investigations related to different extraterrestrial forces and informations about them. I'm going to stop here now. This is basically the information that God wanted to convey urgently. I hope it's useful for someone, either individually or hopefully somebody can do something at a higher level that would apply to all individuals who are innocently being targeted by this type of attacks, which again might seem stupid, but energetically they create a lot of damage. And there's much more. Also immunitary diseases are connected to this. You must understand, because the immune system, God is saying this to me just now, the immunitary diseases, immunitary system diseases are also connected to this. They create this, but it's not clear to me exactly in medical terms how this works. It could start by levitation and by lowering your energy level, because if they put, for example, some sort of permanent type of levitation on you, like a device type of meditation, constant 24 hours a day for a long time at a higher rate, then that's all a mental programming which could induce in you certain type of emotions which generate a low immune system. So I could see this, but it's not clear to me exactly how. But God insists on saying that immunitary diseases like cancer, like HIV, like the corona, this I know, coronavirus, I know already this. about coronavirus. I already wrote many prophetic writings, and I explained this is just a normal flu, a usual flu. There's a flu pandemic every year. It's nothing special. The only distinction is that this is being used in spiritual attacks to amplify its effects on the body, and to lower the immune system, to weaken the immune system of the humans, and coupling those astral attacks with low immune system, weak immune system, that generates the what we have now, coronavirus. But anyhow, this I wrote already, I explained, and this I know. So yeah, well, I'm gonna stop here now. This is the information. This is about different types of attacks and the high relevance played by extraterrestrial forces, insects, namely the insects. All I can say as of now is that the reptilians are eating them. So this pertains to how you counter when you are attacked heavily by insects. So I already saw this in my research, that reptilians are eating them. So they are very scared of reptilian, and for some sort of odd reason, I saw them also connected with the androgens, and I saw them very fearful of sexual energy. For some sort of odd reason. I don't know why yet. I'm still researching that. Okay, so I'm going to stop here now. And I hope this will be useful for someone or for everyone. Thank you.